Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's bands and bodyweight class. So we'll get warmed up by taking our feet a comfortable distance apart. We're going to start with a few squats. So chest is lifted, nice strong core brace. We're going to sink as low down into our squat as we feel we can, keeping that squeeze to the legs. And then we'll drive through the legs, moving back to standing. Then we're just going to slowly repeat that movement a few times. Two to go. Then we're going to come into our roll down, so feet comfortable distance apart. Relax the arms and shoulders, a little bit of bend in the knees, we'll drop the chin to the chest. We're just going to roll as far down towards the floor as we feel we can. Don't worry if the hands don't reach the floor. And then we'll slowly roll back up to standing. And then we'll just go again. Last roll down. And we'll hold this one at the bottom because I like to bend legs so we can bring the hands to the floor. We're going to walk the hands out so we come into a plank position. Then here we're going to step the right foot forwards, bring it outside the hands so we come into a lunge. Then we're going to rotate the right hand up towards the ceiling. Bring the hand back down to the floor. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we'll step the right foot back. We'll step the left foot forwards into our lunge, left hand towards the ceiling. Bring the hand back down, we'll step the foot back. We'll just do that one more time on each side. And you can step the foot back to our plank. We'll walk the hands back towards our forward fold, and then we'll slowly roll up to standing. Then we'll just come into a few more squats. We'll take those feet a comfortable distance apart again. We'll push those hips back and down. Chest is lifted, strong core brace. Last two. And then we can rest there. So we should be feeling warm and ready to go. So we're going to start with our sissy squats. So we did these last week. So here, feet about hip width apart. Don't start yet, just a demo. We're going to lift onto the toes, trying to keep the heels elevated. We're going to bend the legs, just sinking as far down towards the heels as we can, keeping that squeeze through the legs as we do, especially at the bottom here, a little bit of a pause. And then we'll slowly make our way up to staying. Now, if the heels need to come down at any point, that's absolutely fine, bring the heels down. But we've got 3 rounds of these today, and we're going to do 8 reps in each set. So 3 sets of 8. If you need to, you can hold on to something for a little bit of balance, or you've got the heels lifted. Again, you just lower as far as you can. So I've had some practice, so I can get quite low in these. If you don't feel you can get as low, that's not a problem. You just go to the range that you feel you can. So we'll start with set 1. So feet comfortable distance apart, then we're going to lift. So not too wide, about hip width apart. We'll lift onto the toes. So you want to keep those heels lifted. Then we're going to bend the legs, pushing the hips back, lowering as far as we can down, keeping that squeeze through the legs so we look after the joints. Then we slowly come back up to standing, and then we'll repeat. keep it at this nice steady tempo. It's good, really good. Last one in this set. And then we can lower those heels down and we can rest. We can give the legs a little shake out. Grab a drink if we need to. But we've got a bit of recovery time. So I know those are hard. They're working every muscle through the legs, all the legs. We're also working through the base of the foot, through the Achilles as well, strengthening all of those. So that's one set down, 2 to go. Okay, so set 2, same thing. Feet about hip width apart. Again, if you need to put your fingertips against something to help stabilize, that's absolutely fine. But then we'll lift those heels, coming up onto the toes. Shoulders pull back, nice strong core brace. We'll bend those legs, sinking those hips back and down, just lowering as far as we can. And we'll slowly ease back up. I said squeezing those legs as we do, nice straight line at the top. Nice steady tempo. Last one. And we can lower those heels down and we can have a rest. So we've got one more set of those in a moment. And we're done with those for today. Enjoy that recovery time. Give those legs a little shake if you need it. Okay. A little bit longer, a little bit longer. Then our third and final set of these. So again, feet about hip width apart. We're going to lift onto those toes, so we raise the heels. Then we're going to bend those legs, pushing the hips back, keeping the chest lifted, shoulders pull back, keeping that nice strong core brace. Take the arms wherever you need to if you need to take them out, hands on hips, palms together, just resting gently on something, whatever you need to, but focus on that squeeze through the legs. Focus on those nice deep breaths in and out. keeping that nice steady tempo. Really good, really good. Last two. Last one. And then we can rest. We can lower those heels, give those legs a little shake. Grab a drink if you need to. Then we've got a bit of recovery. But then we do have a little bit more work for the legs. We will need our band for the next bit. We've got our Romanian deadlifts. So for those, we'll step on the band. Feet relatively narrow, about hip width apart again. Either holding the handles or a little bit further down on the band, wherever we feel we need the resistance. So we've got a bit more tension in it. If we need to, we can grab a little bit lower down. So we're gonna stand up, shoulders pull back, nice strong core brace, a little bit of a bend in the knees. Then we tip forward from the hips, keeping the hands close to the legs as we do, pushing the hips slightly back. So we get the chest about parallel to the floor, and then we're gonna push through those legs, coming back up to standing. So 3 sets. Again, we're gonna stick with 8 reps for this one. Really targeting the hamstrings and glutes. Last bit of leg work though, 3 rounds of this. Then we'll move on to our upper body. So, take hold of the band. We stand nice and tall, a little bit of a knee bend. Shoulders pull back, abs are raised. We're going to hinge forward from those hips. Take the hands just below the knees, keeping the hands close to the legs. And then we're going to push the feet through the floor, trying to squeeze through the back of the legs and the glutes. We come up to standing. And then we'll tip forwards again and repeat. Two to go. And then after that 8th one, we can rest. We can give the legs a little shake out if we need to. Shoulders a little roll. Whatever feels good for a little bit of a release. So that's 1 set down, 2 to go. Enjoy that recovery time. Okay, Let's go for set 2. So again, we'll either keep holding the handles or we'll grab a little bit further down on the band, whatever feels, or wherever the resistance feels good. So we'll come up to standing, shoulders pull back, draw the abs in, a little bit of bend in the knees, and we're going to hinge forwards from those hips. Keep the hands close to the legs as we do, and then we'll push those feet to the floor, easing back up to standing, and then we'll go again. Last 2. And then we can rest. Again, we've got a little bit of recovery time before our third and final set of these. You're all doing fantastic work so far. Always work nice and hard. As always, give those legs a little shake if you need to, release the band. Give your arms and shoulders a little shake. Final set of these though. Okay, we'll just take hold of the band again. Get the resistance right for you. Stand up nice and tall, shoulders pull back, abs raise, a little bit of bend in the knees, and we tip forwards, pushing those hips slightly back as we do. Hands just below the knees, and we drive back to standing. Keeping that nice flat back the whole time. Last one. And then we can rest, we can pop the band down. We've got a little bit of recovery. Just gonna It's a nice warm day, but it's about to start raining. Just needed to angle that door. Okay. So we're done with the legs for today. We're going to hit the upper body. We're going to start with some lateral raises. So in a moment, we'll step back on the band, hand on each hand. We're going to keep a slight bend in the elbows as we lift the arms as close up towards shoulder height as we feel we can. And then back down. We don't want to lift any higher than shoulder height, just to around shoulder height. Like I said, slight bend in the elbows so the hand actually comes out a little bit in front of the shoulder as we lift. Keeping that strong brace through the core the whole time. Two sets of 10 reps of these. Buffy, come to help again. Okay, so set 1, side bend in those knees, draw the abs in, squeeze the glutes. And then we'll lift up to as close to shoulder height as we can. And then gently back down, keeping that slight bend in the elbows. Last one. And then we can rest. Bit of recovery time. Not a fan of the rain, are you? She's enjoying a sunbeam, and then the rain started. She's not impressed. Okay, set 2. Final set of these, like I said, 8 reps. So a little bit of bend in the knees, we stand tall, pull the abs in, squeeze those glutes, and then we lift up to around shoulder height. Step. Stood on the band in the right place. You know, that slight bend in the elbow. And then after 10, we can rest. So we can step off the band. We get to come down to the floor next though. We're going to come down to some single arm rows, but from the floor. So we'll come down to a kneeling position. We're going to place the band folded over under one hand. The other hand is underneath the shoulder, the other hand will take hold of the handles. And then we're going to drive the elbow back towards the hip and up, driving the shoulder blade back as we do. Now if it feels too much with both handles, you can just take hold of one, and you can adjust the resistance by how far up the band you bring the other hand. But as we drive the elbow back and up, we're not twisting, we're trying to stay level, and the elbow goes towards the hip and back, drawing the shoulder blade back as we do. 3 sets of these, 8 reps on each side. Are we ready? So we'll come down to the floor. Like I said, the hand is under the shoulder, band is folded over, handle or handles are in the other hand, and we're going to take the elbow back towards the hip and up, driving the shoulder blade back as we do. And then once it's an 8 on that side, we're going to swap it round. Same thing, 1 or 2 handles, band on the other hand, elbow goes back and up. Again, once we've done 8, we can rest and we'll take it back over. Set up for our first side again. But we can enjoy that recovery for a moment longer. Okay, so we'll set up again for set 2. Band under one hand, handle or both handles in the other, elbow goes back and up, squeezing the shoulder blade in as we do. And then after our 8, we'll swap sides. Set up again, same thing. One handle or 2 handles, and then 8 reps. And we've got one more set of those. So we'll set it up, get ready for that third and final set of those ones. Thought she was going to stop just in front of me there, literally right where I wanted to go. Very sensible, good girl. Move that a little bit further. Okay, a little bit longer recovery. And then third and final set of these. So 8 reps, elbow goes back and up. And after our 8 on that side, got 8 on the other. Once you've done 8 on both sides, we're done with the band for the moment. We will stay down on the floor though. We got 2 sets of press ups. I know. It's only 2 sets, 8 reps. So hands go wide. Fingers don't have to be pointing forwards, they can be out at a slight angle. Elbows track slightly back, but they're away from the ribs as we come down. They're not coming out at shoulder height, they're coming slightly back as we lower. Keeping that strong brace, they can be done on the knees or toes. Choice is yours. Let's go for set 1. So I said hands are wide, on the knees or toes, strong core brace. And we lower as far to the floor as we feel we can, and then press back up. And then after 8, we can rest. There's one more set of those after our recovery though. And then we're almost done with all the hard work for today. Fraction longer. Okay. Second and final set of these. So hands wider than shoulders. Fingers can be out at an angle on the knees or toes. Strong core brace, then we lower down. Elbows tracking back as we do, and then we press back up. Once we've done those 8, we can rest and gently make our way back up to standing. We've got one last bit of work. A little bit of work for the biceps. We will need our band. Enjoy a bit of recovery first. I'm just going to demonstrate what we're going to do. So, palms are facing forward, standing nice and tall. We're going to curl the handles up to the shoulders. And then we're going to super slow, lower back down. So we're aiming for 10 reps. There's only one set of these. And we want every lower for about 6 seconds. So we curl up, and then we're going to lower for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll curl back up and we'll do the same thing again. So we want to keep it slow. Now as we're lowering, we still want to think about that squeeze into the biceps until we get right to the bottom where we can squeeze the tricep, and we do it again. This is our last bit of work. 10 reps like this. So we stand nice and tall, and we're going to curl those hands as close up to the shoulders as we can, and then slowly lower down, resisting the band, and then we go again. Good. Last 2. Last one. And then we can rest. And we can pop the band down. So we're done with all the band work for today, and we're done with all the hard work for today. So we've just got a little bit of a stretch. We'll start with releasing the arms. We can take them out at shoulder height, thumbs towards the ceiling, then we're going to rotate them, thumbs towards the floor. Just give them a little bit of a release. And then we can relax. A little bit of release for the legs. Slight bend in one knee. We'll bring the other heel up behind us. We'll take hold of the ankle. We'll draw the knees in. Hips are tucked under, standing nice and tall. If we need to, hold the ear, hold your nose, hold the wall or a chair. You need to add, well, if you need a little bit of help for your balance. And then we'll release. We'll do the same thing on the other side. And again, we can release. Last stretch, we'll take a nice deep breath in. We'll come into a little bit of a squat as we do. As you come out of the squat, like circle your arms overhead. And then as you breathe out at the top, we'll relax the shoulders and circle the arms back and down. We'll do that one more time, nice deep breath. As you breathe out, relax your shoulders and circle your arms back and down. Fantastic work, everyone. As always, any questions, any problems, drop me a message, drop me a comment. Always love the feedback. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. I'll see you guys very, very soon.